Welcome back to the Jamf 100 course. Kyle again with Jamf. In this lesson, we will explore macOS groups. In this lesson, we're going to cover what groups are, how we can use them, and the different types of groups we can create with Jamf Pro. Let's start with what a group is. A group is a collection of computers used for reporting or scoping. This is different than a search because we cannot scope management tasks based on search results, but we can scope to groups based on group membership. Groups also differ from searches in that they can only contain managed devices, whereas search results will return managed and unmanaged devices. We have two types of groups, static groups and smart groups. In this lesson, we will be covering static groups. A static group is created by a Jamf Pro user, and the group membership is not necessarily related to any specific set of criteria outside of what the user wants to create. The Jamf Pro user simply selects which devices they want to be a part of the group in Jamf Pro and saves their work. We might use a static group to separate lab computers or carts, or to create exclusion lists, like if an administrator does not want to deploy a particular set of settings or restrictions to a group of people such as executives or teachers. To create static groups, I'm going to navigate to our Jamf Pro server, click on the Computers tab, and select Static Computer Groups from the sidebar on the left. We'll click the New button at the top right corner and provide a name for our group. I'm going to call this one Remote. Next, we'll select which computers we want to be assigned to this group. Here we can see we have our computers' names, their IP address, the last time they checked in, their building, the email address associated with those computers, and the name of the owner. We also have this filtering option on the left side, and we can filter based on criteria displayed in this main window. We called this group Remote, so let's filter by that. Here we can see there are 5 computers in the remote building, so I'm going to go ahead and select these boxes next to my computers and click Save. If we click Done, we can see our remote group with a count of 5 computers. We can also click on the group and select View at the bottom and see our individual computers listed here. If we wanted to change the membership, we could go back to Static Groups, click on the group, hit Edit, click on Assignments, and select or deselect the computers that we want to be a part of this group. Let's go ahead and create another static group. We'll click Done here and click the New button. And I'm going to call this one Carts. I'm calling this group Carts because in my database I have a few computers with a cart prefix. And maybe down the road I want to scope apps or configuration profiles just to those computers that are serving as carts. If I go to Assignments, we can see all of the available computers, including our cart computers in my database. Again, if I scroll to the top, I can filter by my computer's names, select Cart there, and select each device that qualifies. Once I'm finished, we can click the Save button. Afterwards, we can go to the bottom, hit View, and see which computers are a part of this group. I'm going to go back to Static Computer Groups, and let's create one more. Now we already have computers' names, IP, last check-in, building, email address, and full name in our inventory display. Let's add our departments and create a group based on that. We can navigate to our computer management settings by clicking on the settings icon, computer management, and inventory display. First, we'll click the edit button, and then under user and location, let's go ahead and select the departments checkbox and click Save. Let's go back to computers and down to Static Computer Groups. Click New at the top right. And I'm going to call this group International. Now if we click on Assignments, we can see that our department field is now available, and I can filter by department as well. In this case, we'll filter by international. We can see we have one result, Candace, so we can select her computer to make her a part of this group and click Save. Now, because this group is static, if a new computer is enrolled in Jamf Pro as part of the international building, we would need to manually add that computer to this group. Static groups are unchanging and require user interaction to update. We can automate that process by using smart groups, but that's a topic for the Jamf 200 course. And that, my friends, is an introduction to static groups, which we will leverage moving forward in order to scope management tasks to computers. Remember, static groups require manual configuration, include only managed devices, and can be leveraged to deploy things like remote commands, configuration profiles, and Mac apps. This has been Lesson 48, macOS Groups. Up next is Lesson 49, Configuration Profiles for macOS.